What's going on, you guys? I'm Norbert Kalai and you're watching Finance Fridays. On today's episode, we'll be taking a deeper look at low-cost index funds, which funds I own, and why. I'll even bring you inside my Questrade account and show you how easy it is to buy your very own shares today. So what are low-cost index funds? Low-cost index funds are diversified investments that, due to their passive management, operate with very low fees. You can track in an entire market index: American, Canadian, emerging. You could track a sector: tech, medical, marijuana. You can even track a bond index that packages hundreds of bonds together. This will diversify your risk and your reward. The most common indexes on financial news are the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500. Let's take a closer look at the S&P 500. This index tracks the 500 largest companies in the United States. Companies like Facebook, Netflix, Exxon, Visa, and many more. By buying this one index, you will diversify yourself amongst 500 of the largest companies in the US, capturing their average gains or losses, instead of gambling on any one company within the index. These market returns average between 7 and 10% annually. So instead of getting a high fee mutual fund that tries to beat the market average, but over 90% of active managers fail to do, why not just buy a fund that captures the market average? And when you factor in the active management fees cleverly hidden inside mutual funds, they can't even keep up. You can buy a fund that tracks the S&P 500 for as little as 0.03%. That's 1 to 3% more growth on every single dollar you invest going back to you, not the banks in the form of high mutual fund fees. So, which funds do you buy?
Finance Fridays does not assume any risk for your investing. This is simply my opinion. I am not a financial advisor. Please educate yourself.
Before we carry on, we're going to need to explain what a ticker symbol is. A stock ticker is an abbreviation that represents a company on the stock exchange. For instance, the company Apple would be represented by the ticker symbol AAPL. Facebook, FB, Royal Bank of Canada, RY. Now that we have that out of the way, John Bogle, the founder of Vanguard, rest in peace, was also the founder of the very first index fund, giving a chance for the average person to capture the average return of this stock market. There's a mutual consensus amongst the FIRE community: Vanguard is best. In his book, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing, and every other American book, podcast, and YouTube video that I've come across would tell you to buy one of two investment funds through Vanguard: the S&P 500 Index, VOO, or the entire US Total Stock Market Index, VTI. This fund tracks every publicly traded company on the US stock exchange. That's over 3,500 different businesses in one fund. These two funds have an amazing track record, averaging between 7 and 10% annually since inception. Match that with their extremely low fees of 0.03%, it makes it easy to see why they should be part of your portfolio. But these two funds are 100% US weighted. Although they are very diversified in sectors and companies, you do have all of your eggs in one basket: the United States. As well, it is important to know that if you buy either of these two funds outside of an RRSP, the dividends are subject to being taxed. Although these two funds could be the only two funds you would need to own, and I do own my fair share inside my RSP, they are not my top picks. Ben Felix, Explorify Canada, the Canadian Couch Potato, and many others would recommend a more globally diversified index fund as opposed to just US weighted. Thus, my 3 top recommendations for index funds that you should buy are VEQT, VGROW, or VBAL. These Vanguard low-cost index funds include all of the power and growth of the US economy, but they also provide exposure to the Canadian market, the emerging markets, and to bonds if you wish. Simply pick your risk tolerance and off you go, maxing out your TFSA, your RRSP in one of these 3 accounts. Easy, right? I told you it was going to be the simple path to wealth. VEQT. This fund is comprised of 100% stocks. This is for the cowboys, people that don't mind the biggest ups and the biggest downs. You will need to be ready to see swings of up to 30 to 50% inside of these funds, with market drops such as the Great Recession in 2008-2009, or currently right now with the COVID-19. But you will benefit from an average annualized return of between 7 and 10%. I would recommend that you buy this fund if you have time on your side, 10 plus years before you're going to enter retirement. As well, I would not recommend this fund if you can't stomach some volatility. But with high risk also comes high reward. Personally, I have used this fund to max out my TFSA. VGROW, 80% stocks, 20% bonds. This would be my recommendation to you. You have all of the growth of VEQT packaged in 80% of this fund, but you have the safety and security of bonds in the other 20%. The bonds will help even out the ride. This will help you sleep at night during market corrections and market drops when they happen. And they will happen. However, you won't be able to guarantee the same returns as VEQT, as bond safety comes with a price, lower returns. VBAL, 60% stocks, 40% bonds. With 40% of this fund invested into bonds, it is the safest and lowest risk of the 3. However, I would only recommend this fund to investors that are nearing retirement or are in retirement. Don't confuse low risk with safety. If you have time on your side, don't include too many bonds in your portfolio to be safe. The bond's ROI, or return on investment, is negated by inflation, both of which average 2 to 3% annually. Your money will stay the same value, but you're not actually going to be growing much wealth. We need stocks inside our portfolio to help grow our investments. The opportunity cost of including too many bonds inside your portfolio to play it safe could end up costing you many more years of working and saving than need be. Remember, we are in the wealth accumulation phase of our life, not the wealth preservation stage. So let's just do a quick review. Once you get your paycheck from your employer, what you're going to want to do is pay yourself first. This pay yourself fund should go directly to your Questrade or your specific online broker's RRSP or TFSA account. Once the funds are in those accounts, what you're going to want to do is buy either VEQT or VGROW, depending on your specific risk tolerance. Mind you, this is after you've set aside an emergency fund in a high interest savings account. The amount of money inside this account is completely dependent on you. With an MER of 0.25%, automatic rebalancing, you will beat 90% of actively managed funds, professional advisors, and the average Canadian. I have maxed out both my RRSP and tax-free savings account and have now begun to invest in a non-sheltered marginal account using this very strategy. Now, all you have to do is stay disciplined and consistent. Avoid selling when the media says it's the end of the world, and you'll do just fine. And that's it. If you want to build wealth, you need to buy assets. Highly diversified, low-cost, low-fee index funds are that asset. By buying and holding these index funds for the long term, you can guarantee your surefire path to financial independence.
So the first thing you're going to want to do is log into your Questrade account. The second I'm in here, I'm going to select trade. Once I hit trade, I can select any stock or fund that I want to buy. Right now, I'll search VEQT. By typing in VEQT here, I'm going to be able to look at the past performance, the current price, as well as a bunch of other information regarding this fund. On the right hand side, I'll use this window to actually select VEQT, select how many shares I want to buy, and the order type. Limit and market are different. Market will allow me to buy at the current price of $25.81. Limit will allow me to sell or buy at a certain price that I specify. So I'll just select market to allow me to buy this fund right now for $25.81. Once I hit buy, I'll get a review of my order. The reason I like Questrade is the $0 commission here. And the second I hit send order, boom, I now own 1 share of VEQT.
Next time on Finance Fridays, we're going to cover the 4% rule, how to find your FI number, the power of compound interest, and why the best time to start investing is today. Like right now. Like seriously, stop this video and go invest. All this and more next time right here on Finance Fridays. Are you guys stuck at home with the COVID-19 with nothing to do? Are you guys into yoga? What if I told you you can get free yoga classes from a certified instructor that you can do right now in the safety of your own home? My friend, Anne-Marie Balil, went to India to get a yoga certification. And right now, she's doing free yoga classes on her YouTube channel. Because here on Finance Fridays, we're about wealth, health, and love. So check out her YouTube channel for free yoga classes. Remember, life is an adventure. Live yours. Namaste, Mother.